take it and go.
Today, from Nissan Stadium in Nashville, Tennessee, it's the AFC Wild Card Round on EA Sports. We'll see Ryan Tannehill and the Tennessee Titans taking on Lamar Jackson and the Baltimore Ravens.
Just a tick under 70,000 packed in here at Nissan Stadium. Not a seat to be had as playoff football and certainly playoff fever have descended upon the Music City of Nashville, Tennessee. Today we continue on in Wild Card Weekend with a great AFC matchup between the Baltimore Ravens and the Tennessee Titans. With Charles Davis, as always, I'm Brandon Gaudin. And Charles, you talk about storylines in this one. I think it begins and ends with our two quarterbacks, certainly two of the best in the business.
And nowadays, I don't think you can get by for long periods of time without a top-flight quarterback. The way the game is played, with all the responsibility he has and how the game flows through him, if he's not on the top of his game, your team's not going to benefit at all.
And they will elect to not bring this one out as our first drive will begin at the 25. Here comes the Tennessee offense, and you see Ryan Tannehill leading them out.
And by now, it's a familiar story about Ryan Tannehill. Remember, 6 seasons as a starter in Miami, but unfortunately, he never played in a playoff game there. Got his team to the playoffs one season, but was hurt, and Matt Moore had to play in the playoff game for him. But I know he has to be buoyed by how well he played in the playoffs last year with Tennessee. Helped him get to an AFC championship game and expects to do at least that again, if not get to the Super Bowl this season.
Excellent job pushing through tacklers that time to pick up 6.
He's brought down a quick burst there, and he nicely bit off a pretty decent gain.
They'll come up now 2nd and 4 from the 31. From the gun, here's Tannehill. And nearly an interception here on their opening drive. But instead, 3rd down. Incomplete. And Charles, despite this list of key inactives that we see here, they've obviously still been pretty successful.
Give everyone credit for this one, because to me, when that happens, key guys are out, the next man steps up and plays well, but that starts with the organization itself, all the way through. No excuses for guys being out, finding guys who are capable backups who can step up and play when they need them, and we've seen the results of that. This team knows how to work through things.
First, a little glimpse of his athleticism there and what they're going to have to deal with. He can use his legs to dance around back behind the line of scrimmage and beyond the line of scrimmage.
And wouldn't you love to get a copy of their defensive scouting report going into the week? Because that's been stressed the whole time. Keep him bottled up, keep him in the pocket. But it's the first drive of the game and emotions are running high. Someone forgot that, tried to make a big play, and gave up a bigger one instead.
And good penetration here. He'll get this down only to about the 49-yard line. These two teams, of course, the Titans and Ravens, met in the postseason a year ago. And really, along with the Titans win the previous week in Foxborough, it was one of the shockers of the postseason. The Titans, a 6th seed on the road. The Ravens, they were the top seed, riding a 12-game win streak and coming off the first-round bye. But where that game was all Tennessee, they led 28-6 at one point, ultimately winning 28-12 and sending them on to the AFC title game in Kansas City. 11 yards there, 1st down.
Partner, as a quarterback, sometimes you just got to know when the clock has gone off in your head, it's time to go. Tuck it and get all you can.
So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. Oh, it's a jet sweep. Here's Davis. Matt Judon there to bring him down.
Let's just make this one succinct. Nice job there. All 11 guys on defense diagnosing the jet sweep and putting it down.
On 2nd down, here's Henry. And he's going to be down close to a first down at the Ravens' 26. It's an 8-yard pickup that leads to a new set of downs.
Well, there's plenty of real estate for him to maneuver on that run, and let's face it, it shouldn't be a surprise. He's one of the better backs in the league. Had to come into this game with the idea, slow him down, otherwise it's going to be a long afternoon.
A solid run by Derrick Henry, and here's another 1st and 10. They'll try the air now with Tannehill. Looking left side, he's got it, complete. The completion, but they go in the wrong direction. A loss of yards, and now they're dealing with a 2nd and long.
Behind the line of scrimmage.
On 2nd down now, it's Henry. And down inside the 15 he goes. Give him 14 on that one and a 1st down. Quite the opening drive march they're on right now.
It looks a lot like what we saw in practice prior to the game, doesn't it? You know, because on that last big practice beforehand, you go through your offensive script. You go through your play calling. You go through all the stuff and establish things. And it looks like it's going like clockwork right now for them.
From the 13 now, they work on 1st and 10. Now it's Henry. He'll get this down inside the 10 for a pickup of about 3.
Again, the ball carrier.
Just not a whole lot of room to operate there on that carry.
No, not at all. They did a really nice job staying in their proper places and not allowing any lanes to open up.
And that is incomplete. A lot of force bearing down on him there. He could not hang on. It's 3rd down. The 13th play now coming on this opening drive. Here's 3rd down. And it's caught in the end zone. Touchdown, Tennessee. Corey Davis there to make the grab. And the Titans take the ball down the field and score on their opening drive. So they take the opening kickoff and drive it all the way down the field.
And that's the last thing you want defensively. On the road, in the playoffs, and now you're down a touchdown right away.
And this is good. Our score, 7-0 Tennessee. That one in the books as a 12-play drive. And the result in the end, a Titans touchdown.
Stephen Gostkowski set.
Gostkowski now, after the touchdown, he'll send this one away. That'll be taken about a yard deep. And that decision to bring it out ends up not being a good one. Costs him about 5 yards as he's tackled at the 20. Here comes the Ravens on offense, and the man in charge from Louisville, the former MVP, Lamar Jackson.
And what an incredible start to a career for Lamar Jackson. Remember, he was a unanimous MVP of the NFL in just his 2nd season in 2019. So here he is, now in the playoffs for the 3rd time. Unfortunately, his team 0-2 so far. Both times the team was favored. He wants to get that first win, and hopefully the first of many towards the...
Trying here for Bryant, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Super Bowl 49 hero Malcolm Butler. And they're going to set up shop at the 27-yard line. They could not ask for a worse start. You give up a touchdown on the game's opening drive, and then you turn right around and throw the interception on your very first play.
And this is where the coaching staff has to earn its money, because they've got to calm these guys down a little bit. Just as you noted, a horrendous start both sides of the ball. But now the defense, which gave up an opening drive touchdown, they've got to go out there now and start playing like the team they want to be.
They get him to the ground right on the cusp of the red zone after a pickup of 5 or 6. A gain of 6 there on first.
2nd and 4 at the Ravens.
On 2nd down, it's Henry. And able to get him down, but he does reach the 5.
That's good for a Tennessee.
They're making a real first-quarter statement with a run game, no doubt.
For those who remember old-school football, running it, establishing things, seeing backs find holes, get through them, they've got to like what they're seeing from this unit so far. Right now, they've decided to, as you said, establish the run game, and they've been successful doing it.
They'll try and run for it with Henry. And the Titans are going to have 1st and goal as they try to finish off this drive with 6 points.
Brought down just shy of the goal line. A 4-yard gain brings up 2nd and goal.
After one, 7-0 on EA Sports.
Titans 7, Ravens nothing.
So 2nd and goal, and the big man Henry alone in the backfield. They'll give it to him up the middle, and he will score. Touchdown, Titans. Derrick Henry taking it in, and the Titans find a way to stretch their lead. And nothing special there. They showed they were going to run the football. They ran it. They got it in.
Like old-time football, right? Hey, this is exactly what we're going to do. Straight-ahead power, and they got it done.
And he puts it through. Just a 4-play drive that time. And Derrick Henry able to finish it off with a touchdown run. Gostkowski now after the touchdown. He'll send this one away. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. 25-yard. Baltimore set to take over here for their second possession of the game. They trail early on the road in the playoffs. Not a great combination as they've got it 1st and 10. They go back to the air here after the INT on the last drive. Throwing middle, but it's incomplete. Hollywood Brown, the intended receiver, but it'll be 2nd down.
For Marquise Brown, incomplete. He was covered by Malcolm Butler.
And the reinforcements come in as they're going to stop him behind the line. It'll be a loss of a full 3 yards there, and it also brings up 3rd down.
This defense is really flown around in the first half. They've gotten to the ball carrier before they can really get started. Offense got to come up with something else in order to try and get this running game going.
They go screen. This is Ingram. And he'll be stopped at the 27-yard line, well short of the 1st down marker. 5 yards, not enough. And it'll be 4th down.
For a second there, I thought that might break big. Screen pass. Looked like it was coming together. Looked like there was an opening. Still, ended up with a solid gain.
And taken right on the 30. A nice job getting free on the return for 13 yards. And it'll be Titan football. Derrick Henry and the rest of the Titans offense about ready to roll again. And he's well on his way to a 100-yard game. He's already more than halfway there. We're only in the 2nd quarter.
And what I've always loved about running backs is they'll tell you, I had no idea how many yards I had.
Right.
Those guys have an innate sense of where they are in a ball game and how many yards they've accumulated, because you know they're always working towards 100.
He's been working well towards 100 here.
And this is an example of breaking down a defense, because on a lot of these runs, he's getting past the point of attack, and guess what he's doing? Forcing the secondary guys to have to make a lot of tackles.
They keep it with Henry on 1st down. Pass the twat, Derrick Henry all alone. Touchdown, Titans. Derrick Henry with his 2nd touchdown here in this 1st half. And the Titans are able to extend their lead. So simple math here in the 1st half. They've had 3 drives offensively, and they have scored every time, and they've got the lead.
Well, whenever we talk about adjustments, we usually talk about an offense making adjustments, right? This is all about the defense. They've got to figure out some way, somehow to slow them down. Do they blitz a little bit more? Do they play more zone coverage? Right now, they don't know where to go because they're hitting them in every direction.
Gostkowski with the extra point, and it's now 21-0.
Gostkowski set to kick off.
Gostkowski now after the touchdown. He'll send this one away. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback.
25-yard.
Now this offense ready to head back out there. They bring the 5 seed into the playoffs. Of course, they're one of the wild card teams. And when you're a wild card team, it makes it a little bit tougher. You have to win the extra game. But there's been a precedent set of teams doing that successfully in the past.
And it's usually teams that have aspects that really jump out at you and are really factors in the playoffs. I mean, Pittsburgh, they run a heavy run game with Jerome Bettis when they won in 2005. And then don't forget the Giants in 2007. That season, pass rush. Remember how big that was for them during the playoffs. And for Green Bay, it was the quarterback play of Aaron Rodgers. So to me, it's a matter of what's going to affect the game in a big way. Can that aspect of your team really make those plays? A lot of times it's pass rush and quarterback play.
It's 3rd down.
On 3rd down, Jackson. And that is incomplete. The passing game not in sync here early. And now it's 4th down.
How about some applause for the defense there? They forced him to throw that one into coverage, and just like that, they're staring at a 4th down. Well done.
On is the punter, Cook, who sends it away. Taking it about the 36. Fighting through, and he's got space. Touchdown, Tennessee.
Khalif Raymond. Touchdown, Titans.
When you got a guy that fast back there to receive punts, that's a nightmare for the guy game planning, the special teams coach. It's also a nightmare for the punter. Sometimes they get so nervous that they miss-hit the ball and kick it right to him.
The point after try for Gostkowski. It's good, and they stretch their lead to 28-0 now. So his big play capability in full display there as he's able to return that punt for a touchdown.
Stephen Gostkowski set to kick off.
So after the punt return touchdown, let's see what their opponents can do with this kickoff. Fielded near the back of the end zone. And this will not be brought out. It's a touchback.
At their own 25-yard line.
And now Baltimore gets set to take the field. They're still in search of an initial 1st down as they come up here 1st and 10. And they'll run the option to start the drive. And the second wave of tacklers is going to get him as they stop him behind the line. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12.
Yeah, another negative play in an early down situation. This one to start the drive. You're putting a lot of pressure on your quarterback to bail you out when you're in 2nd and long yardage.
First play of the drive goes the wrong way. Here's 2nd and 12. From the gun, Jackson toward the center of the field, but it's incomplete. Des Bryant, the intended receiver, and it's 3rd down.
3rd down and 12.
Jackson from the shotgun. And the Titan defense steps up here, and down he goes. Rashad Evans, the linebacker, recording the sack there. Man, he got in there so quickly, Charles. What could the offense have done to adjust and account for that?
But what you're hoping is that you figure out and you see and get a clue that maybe there's going to be some pressure coming at you, and you change the blocking schemes. Maybe you go to max protection. The biggest one is maybe you bring your running back in to try and keep you clean. But in that case, that didn't happen. 0 accountability, and a sack resulted.
A 41-yard punt, 9 on the return. And this offense will take over right at the midfield stripe with a 1st and 10. Derrick Henry trots back out there and gets ready to go. And he is inching closer to that 100-yard mark.
And that's the goal. That's the benchmark that every runner in the NFL is trying to get to. And he's locked in on it pretty well right now. I would suspect that his linemen are locked in pretty well, too. They know that if a guy gets over 100 yards, they've done a great job, too.
You think every starter sort of has the number 100 in his mind before a game?
I guarantee that they do. That's what they think about. That's what they dream about. That's what they visualize during practice all week. 100 yards, because once you get there, it's almost like you hit that number, boom, you might even get to 2.
On 1st down, it's Tannehill. And they will eventually get him down, but he's inside the 5 all the way to the 3. That'll be marked as a 27-yard pickup.
1st and goal at the 3-yard line.
Trying to punch it in with Henry. And into the end zone for a Tennessee touchdown. Derrick Henry saving his best for the playoffs with his 3rd touchdown of the game. And this Titans offense continues to pour it on. This is becoming quite the half he's had here.
Remember in our pregame meetings, they talked about wanting to run the football and staying with it. Well, when you're scoring this many touchdowns, there's no reason to go away from it, is there? They're off to a fantastic start. They hope it continues.
3 already for him.
Stephen Gostkowski set to kick.
Gostkowski now, after the touchdown, he'll send this one away. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback.
Their own 25-yard line.
The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. And in a spot like this, still more than a minute, I think if you put something on the board before halftime, that would go a long way towards helping them get back into the game.
There actually is something to the psychology of the game at times, isn't there? How much better would they feel running into the locker room, as you noted, with something on the board in a positive fashion? You're exactly right. It's a great opportunity to get that done.
Now the Ravens going to use one of their timeouts as they get the stoppage with a little over 50 seconds to go in the first half. Here's 2nd and 9. From the gun, it's Jackson. And his throw is incomplete. Trying to get it to Willie Snead there. And that takes us from 2nd to 3rd down.
This defense has been very disruptive early on as they force another one to go awry.
Seems to be the front and the back end. Pass rush, they've been able to get home. And they're taking the ball away in coverage as well.
I love how you put it together. The front and back working in sync. Only way to play good defense.
The Ravens going to use the second of their timeouts as they'll stop it with just over 40 seconds to go in the first half. So the big play changes the complexion of things. Here's 1st and 10 just outside the 30. And Jackson throwing once more. And he's going to go down. They get to him back at the 40.
I know there'll be a little bit of criticism there because they went right back to the air after the huge pickup and ended up getting sacked. That's often a play that you make. You feel like you've got momentum on your side.
Unfortunately, the O-line failed to hold up to try to keep that momentum going. Now, following the sack, they'll look to make amends on a 2nd down and 17. And that will be incomplete with a clock down now to 13 seconds. An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. From the gun, Jackson. A short throw caught by Andrews. And the stop here will come at the 38-yard line. And offensively, they'll take the timeout with 6 seconds left in the 2nd quarter. Here's Justin Tucker now for the Raven field goal try. This officially a 55-yard attempt.
55-yard attempt.
And this is off target to the left. Didn't get there anyway. It's no good. And this score will stay right where it is. And that's the risk of the long field goal miss here at this stage of the 2nd quarter. You give up great field position.
And that gives them one more opportunity to make something happen and something big. And we've seen crazy stuff happen at the end of halves.
The final shot here before the break. Tannehill uncorks one for Davis. This is caught at the 20. And they're going to have this in a great spot way down in Baltimore territory. So we're at halftime of this AFC wildcard matchup. As we'll head down to Orlando, that's where we find our man Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach.
All right, Brandon, thanks very much. It's the first of 2 games here on this wildcard Sunday. We'll get back out to you guys in just a moment. But first, let's take a look back to yesterday's AFC wildcard game. And it was the Buffalo Bills who are moving on as they were able to take care of the Indianapolis Colts. As for our game, it has been very one-sided in that first half. But you can't take anything for granted in playoff football. As we send you back.
Steven Gostkowski set to kick off.
Both teams trying to avoid being one and done in these playoffs as we start the 2nd half of this AFC wildcard game. Oh, good return up past the 30. And good starting field position. They'll get this one all the way up to about the 35-yard line. Out come the Ravens now. They'll go on offense first here in this 3rd quarter. And that first half, one to forget really on both sides of the ball. They got to find some way to string something together here, don't they?
Yeah, they're down big right now. So as you mentioned, trying to find something to string together, get some consistency, something sustained, maybe calm their whole team down and find a way to get back in this one.
Yeah, because right now you're down big, you're being shut out. Let's see if this is the drive that kind of kickstarts them. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9.
Brings up 2nd and 9. At the 30.
Operating from the gun. Jackson. Pressure comes, and the Titans able to bring him down.
So one quick, easy analysis about why they've struggled so far. They keep putting themselves in third and long situations. They just took another sack right there.
And the offensive film session tomorrow may be a little longer than it normally is.
Not a lot of positive grades will be handed out thus far.
Now after that sack, it's third and long for Jackson and the Ravens. Now it's Jackson. Oh, the pressure too great, and he goes down once more. Jeffrey Simmons providing a little deja vu, back-to-back sacks, and now they're staring at a fourth and long.
It's been a tough one all game long for this offensive line. They're already down big, and now you know they're just going to come after the quarterback in a big way, don't you?
Yeah, they just can't get out of their own way right now. It's created an avalanche, and an avalanche is coming right on top of them. 44 on his first punt, and this is a good kick as well. Fielded just inside the 30. So a solid punt, but also a nice return there of 14 yards. And the offense will take over with a new set of downs. And we spotlight Derrick Henry now. And I think it's safe to say we know who the game... Tennessee offense about set and ready to go. They were able to get the ball back here, didn't surrender any points. Now they'll look to add to that lead.
Yeah, how about the boost the defense gave them? Going right out on the field, shutting them down, not giving up any points, and turning the ball back over. They want to do their part now and show them a little respect and some gratitude by scoring some points.
And to get a little more cushion. So 1st and 10, and if they score on this drive, might have to start digging in our second half blowout material. They'll run with Henry. And able to push forward for right around 3 yards down to the 42.
Yeah, I don't know if it's exactly a win-win, but if you're on offense, you'll take that kind of a run, all right? It was kind of stacked up, found a little bit of yardage, and frankly, they're pretty close to staying on schedule on offense. The playbook is still open for the coordinator.
And boy, that one drops incomplete, but if he was hit a fraction sooner, it may have been a fumble.
Down and 7.
Throwing on third down, Tannehill. And he'll get this underneath to Henry. And he'll get this one down near the 20-yard line, just shy of the 20. Nice third down conversion and even 20 yards.
Well, I certainly don't want to pile on, but this defense has just not been up to the challenge in this game, and this continues as we see here. Coverage not been very good, soft in spots. And there's an easy throw and catch for another first down.
And he will score. Touchdown, Titans. 22 yards. And this offense is running away with this one. But look, this is a team, Charles, they faced adversity all year long. They had to fight and claw to win that division. But they're putting it all together here in the wild card game.
Feels like a statement, doesn't it? An absolute statement game, a message to the top seeds. Overlook us at your own peril. We're pretty darn good.
And the lead grows even larger here in the third quarter. 5 plays there on that drive. And the last play, a really nice run that culminated in the touchdown.
Stephen Gostkowski set to
Gostkowski now, after the touchdown, he'll send this one away. Taking it about the 1. And he'll take it a yard or so past the 20, call it the 21.
21-yard line.
Now the Baltimore offense heading back out onto the field. These guys had to punt their last possession, and that's become too familiar of a refrain. Too many of these drives just wound up going nowhere.
But you know how in baseball, when the pitcher gets a base hit and he's on base, they bring his jacket out to him to keep him warm? A lot of times the punter goes to the sideline, puts on sweatpants or a wrap over his leg to keep it warm. He might need a massage from the trainer right now from all the work he's getting.
Rashaan Evans out of Alabama had the tackle defensively. Here's 2nd and 9, just a yard on that last run.
Brings up 2nd and 9.
From the gun, Jackson. It's complete to Brown, right side. A big seam, and he might go all the way. And all the way down to the 24-yard line.
Marquise Brown.
A big play there on the catch and run. 54 yards. So barely time to catch our breath. Here's 1st and 10 just outside the red zone. And they take him down, losing yardage back at the 27. And despite the completion, they're going to wind up losing 3 there. 2nd down.
I see a shake of the head as he gets up, and you've got to imagine he's thinking, guys, you got to help me out. He's hoping his team can read his thoughts because he definitely needs some assistance.
Marquise Brown was the intended target, and that'll make it third down.
Incomplete. He was covered by Malcolm Butler.
Again, Jackson. Fourth down now as the Titans defense holds up in coverage.
Has to be a little bit of frustration there. Back-to-back incompletions. Receivers blanketed on both attempts. This time on third down.
A 44-yard attempt.
And Tucker's kick right there. It's good. And they'll get back 3, but this remains a large deficit.
42.
I'm kind of surprised by that they kicked the field goal. I guess you get some points, but this deficit third quarter, I don't know.
Yeah, I don't either. Yeah, I'm with you on that one. When you're down that much, kicking a field goal, does it feel a little bit maybe waving the white flag and just want to get out of here? Yeah, I think you got to go ahead and try and get some bigger points on the board.
Tannehill and the Titans come up now 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line. A nice looking play to start the drive down the middle and complete. Touchdown, Titans! Corey Davis, his second touchdown of the afternoon. And this Titan offense is running away with this one. And we didn't even get a chance to settle in for that drive. A quick strike of 75 yards, and they find the end zone.
Don't you get the sense that film study was behind this one, that they saw something that they thought they could take advantage of? The key is calling it in the right situation. Knowing when it exists to go to it, they did exactly that. They've got to feel really good about what they did in advance of this game.
Just looking down at the sideline now, their defense is like, man, can you have strung that out just a few plays? Give us a break. Back out there.
Hey, man, give that water break and get on out there and play.
Fielded a couple yards into the end zone. And the decision to come out of the end zone is going to cost him 5 yards as he's taken down right at the 20. And now here come the Ravens. They are right now just ice cold. I mean, they have struggled big time in this game, and they're getting blown out. How do they adjust?
So tough because we always talk about it being a team game, and you need all 11 working well together. But every now and then, partner, you need that one guy who can make a play against all odds that maybe can ignite things. And I think that's what they're looking for right now.
Yeah, you talk about going to your playmakers. They probably need to do it.
Find someone that you're used to touching the football that makes big plays and give them that opportunity to maybe wake up everyone else.
At the 22-yard line.
On the option, Jackson will keep it. Room here to run. And he'll go down, and that will do it for the third quarter of action. 1 quarter remains for the right to survive round 1 here in the AFC. We'll return with more after this. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Throwing now, Jackson on first down. Looking middle, and it's incomplete. He was looking for his tight end, Mark Andrews, there. And that'll bring up second down.
Brings up 2nd and 10.
Throwing again, Jackson. And this one incomplete. Too much contact to hold on to that one, and it's third down.
For Gus Edwards.
The Ravens on third down. It's been a problem. Just 1 for 7 thus far. This is 3rd and 10. Operating from the gun, Jackson. And the Titan defense steps up here, and down he goes.
The quarterback forced it.
That right now, that's a defeated team out there. I think you can see it totally in their body language.
Hands on hips, heads low. It's just been a struggle from the start.
Yeah, this team has been thoroughly beaten right from the word go.
35 yards that time on the punt. And out will come the offense as they take over. Now this offensive unit ready to see what they can do here. And they have made this look easy. And there's not supposed to be anything easy about the NFL playoffs, but this lead, yes, they're at home, but this has been impressive.
And we hear all the time when upsets happen, teams go on the road, that maybe home field advantage isn't all it's cracked up to be. But you and I both know the reality is teams really fight hard to get it. Why? You don't ever have to change routine. Everything's familiar going into the game. It makes things easier, and that has paid off for them in a big way in this contest.
12 yards there and a first down.
good.
Oh, that's one to warm the hearts of all those old school football players, isn't it? Tough, hard, gritty run. Got behind his pads, bowled over a few people. Look at that one, right up the gut.
So up through 3 quarters, no reason to lighten up now. And they'll work this down to the 40-yard line. Tackled there. 11 more yards that go around. A first down as well.
First down. 1st and 10 at the 40-yard line.
Henry will get it. He's been busy today. This will be stopped about 2 yards shy of the marker. 8-yard gain, 2nd and 2.
He's tackled at the 32-yard line. 8 yards.
8 yards the gain on that last run. Here's 2nd and a couple. Tannehill going to turn and give this to Henry. And some room to maneuver. And taking it to the 15-yard line before he's brought down. All runs on this drive so far. It's 1st and 10. A 20th carry now for Derrick Henry. And he'll fight his way down right around the 12.
On the carry.
2 yards on the carry there. It'll be 2nd down. Coming up on the final 2.5 minutes. And boy, has it been fun to watch this offense operate. Quite the display, and now they look to polish it off. And he whips that one incomplete there. And that one going to come up short. Low throw. The Titans on 3rd down. A perfect 3 for 3 as they look to keep that streak going. This is 3rd and 8. Here's Tannehill. Dancing to his left. He may try and run for, and he will get into the end zone. It's another touchdown. This thing is ugly.
Well, they were backed up on 3rd and goal, and when you saw him start to scramble, my thought process was he'll get what he can and maybe get out of bounds. But he got a little bit greedy there, and in this case, greed was good as he got into the end zone.
And this one was over a while ago as they just add on to their big lead. So that drive in total 8 plays. And it was capped off by a 12-yard touchdown run.
He's set to kick off.
Gostkowski now after the touchdown. He'll send this one away. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. Baltimore about ready to go on offense. They are most likely staring at a cold end to their season here in this wild card round. Nothing has gone right so far, and they are, to be frank, in desperation mode now as they begin with a 1st and 10. And Jackson cannot get away, and he'll go down. Jeffrey Simmons able to get in there for his 2nd sack of the afternoon.
It's 2nd down.
Just 2 minutes remaining here in the 4th quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. So it's Raven football here as we welcome you back. They're looking at 2nd down now as they search for a consolation score. Throwing on 2nd and long. Jackson. And that'll be incomplete. Took a pretty good shot as he tried to pull that one in. Couldn't hang on. 3rd down. From the gun. Jackson trying for Brown, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Super Bowl 49 hero Malcolm Butler. And he will take this one home. It's a touchdown.
Touchdown, Titans.
That's the story of the game. They've been suffocating all game long on defense. They were suffocating there again in a big way.
And they've done it not just by out-athleting them, which is often the case, but by being able to adjust to anything they tried to throw at them and beating them to the punch each and every time. This was a defense that was well prepared.
Gostkowski the extra point, and that will extend this big lead.
Ravens 3.
So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick 6. And now the kick is away. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line.
25-yard line.
The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. And at this point, maybe you say, you know, it was a good effort really just to make the playoffs. They couldn't win their division, but did earn a wild card berth. It does appear, however, and for the 3rd time, Jackson going to be intercepted. Picked off by the safety, Kenny Vaccaro. And he will take this one home. It's a touchdown.
Touchdown, Titans.
Defensively, they've had their way in this one. That pick six makes that scoreboard even more lopsided.
I remember talking with a guy in the league, and I said, what do you do when the game's like this? You know, it's pretty much over. You ready to go to the bench and hang out? He said, oh, heck no. I want to stay on the field. I might get some stats. I might get a pick or two.
You like being out there at the end of these wide margins.
When they have to throw it, that gives you more opportunities to go get it.
This one was over a while ago as they just add on to their big lead. So the defense creating some points, not only getting the interception, but then returning it to the end zone for the pick six. So they throw the pick six. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback.
25-yard line.
And now Baltimore gets set to take the field. Let's just be frank. They're playing for pride at this point.
That's
now a loose football. The ball comes out.
Jackson's pass complete. Fumble on the play.
And the defense not able to get it. From a defensive perspective, what's that moment like when you realize the ball is loose?
It is a moment where all concentration goes right to the football. This is something you've talked about in all your preparation for the game. And you probably talked about this training camp. Knock the ball free, take it away from the other team, and now you have that chance. There's a little bit of deflation when they end up recovering it.
They knocked it free, but couldn't take it away.
This challenge was initiated by the guys in New York. Taking a look at the play, less than 2 minutes to go.
Yeah, I'm sure the coach wanted to challenge it, so he's probably going to send the New York office a holiday card. Under a heavy rush, and down he goes. Will Compton in there with pressure yet again. That is the 7th time that they have dropped him here this afternoon.
This offensive line flat out cannot handle this pass rush. We've seen it demonstrated time and time again to the tune of 7 sacks in this game thus far.
Jackson now on 3rd down. And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Picked up by the USC man, Adoree Jackson. And he will take this one home. It's a touchdown.
It goes without saying, but I'm going to say it anyway. That's a ball he would like to have back, and it lands right in the lap of the defender from there. He doesn't have very far to go before he gets to the end zone, and he got there in a hurry.
Extra point try for Gostkowski. Now, this one was over a while ago as they just add on to their big lead. A heck of a play there defensively, getting the interception, navigating his way into the end zone for the touchdown. So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick six, and now the kick is away. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback.
25-yard line.
Now the Baltimore offense heading back out onto the field. They are just obviously getting shellacked here in this one, Charles. What's the message if you're a coach for this final drive in a lopsided game like this?
For a lot of coaches,
be honest.
Don't forget today. Don't forget what has happened out here.
Yeah, use that as ammo going forward.
Exactly. Take a great look at that scoreboard. Realize how poorly everything went for us.
Pressure comes, and the Titans able to bring him down.
Lamar Jackson.
Now, we talk about players blitzing all the time. I often laugh and sometimes call it just straight-ahead pursuit. What a running start right back to the backfield for him.
Yeah, it really didn't give anybody a chance to get up there and stop him.
No, I mean, that's really, really difficult. You're asking a whole lot anyway, but when he gets that kind of a start and comes through clean, oftentimes the advantage definitely goes to the defensive player.
That'll be incomplete with 9 seconds now showing on the clock. Good coverage that time by Malcolm Butler.
He was covered by Malcolm Butler.
There's Jackson on 3rd and long. And that'll be incomplete with just 6 seconds left on the clock.
Intended for Willie Snead. Incomplete.
Here's Sam Cook now as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. Let's take it inside his own 40.
Whoosh.
Well, 1 win down, still 3 to go to get to the most hallowed ground in sports, but a good start.
A terrific start because they get to move on. Unfortunately for the team that lost, it's a long offseason ahead for them now.
So that'll just about do it for Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gaudin. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports. For more, log on to easports.com. The Titans are winners here as we say so long from Nashville.
Kick it and go. Kick it and go. Whisper on, spin move, in zone. Go, stop the line, touchdown, I put on the show. Kick it and go. I had to kick it off, kick off and go. Kick it and go. I had to kick it off. Spin move, in zone. Go, stop the line, touchdown, I put on the show. Kick it and go. I had to kick it off, kick off and go. Kick it and go. I had to kick it off, kick off and go.
Running it back, never a cap, out of the draft, watching me ball, soon as I snap, head of the pack, walk for the sack, shaking them out, breaking them out, talking my talk, walking my wall like I do, sit on the throne, get in the zone, turn it on, must be the shoes, must be the team, must be the camp, must be the